Hello, welcome to this again. So, what I'm going to be talking about today is a topic I want to talk about for a while. What is the best Apple ecosystem to get in 2025? 26, sorry. Time flies a lot. So, you know, everything has to be supported, but people who don't need overkill but still want to be creative, Apple lingo, which is like being creative, being productive. What can you still do? And it's not just like an email machine and stuff. Like, which products can actually get by with doing a lot of stuff in 2026? Today we'll be talking about that. And I will mention eBay. I said I will. I will mention eBay. So, if you don't like that, I'm gonna put the timestamp on the screen right now of where you can come in and see and compare prices if you think the price is too high for like eBay, because there's a seller, company technically, who is eBay certified, and it's like really good. So if you're okay with that, and you're thinking this was used stuff, no, it's not. So I will be talking about all these stuff today. So, yeah. Without further ado, let's jump in. Let's start with the iPhone. So I am gonna screenshot a couple images and stuff, and I'll show you. I'll edit it, so an iPhone 13, this is a midnight one on eBay, unlocked, perfectly good. You get 2 years of updates, and even then, most apps are supported for around 2 or even 3 years. So if you're on iOS 28 or something and it drops support, you're still gonna be good for like a few years. So, yeah. Now, and then on Amazon, let me go check that real quick. Okay, so I just looked, and you can find them for around $220 to $270. I know it's a pretty big price thing, but so if you're okay with paying a little less, and getting it on eBay, that's perfect. But really, for $30 more, I would recommend getting this one on Amazon. So, yeah, on to the next one. Or actually, not on to the next one. Let me talk about this a little bit more. So, firstly, you're getting the A15 Bionic, which, hey, that's still a really good chip, and you're getting around 2 years of software support. You're not getting promotion, though, which I don't really care for. And I think that's like a really good deal. So, yeah. And I will be putting a timestamp for if you wanted to know, what's the bare minimum you can have. It's just going to be like a little fact for like a minute listing them off. The next one is the MacBook Air M1, which is on macOS 26. It's supposed to get updates for like 2 or 3 years. Then after that, you're still good. Like, people still have Macs that are on macOS 14 or 15, and they're still good. And you still get a ton of software updates and stuff. Sorry, not software updates, like security updates. You'll still get security updates. Heck, you'll get, even if your Mac is on, macOS 13 Ventura, you're still gonna get nice security updates and app support, really. macOS 13 is still supported by many apps, even macOS 12, that was what I use. But, macOS 13, 14, 15, you're still gonna be good. So, when that time comes around, they're on, macOS 28 or 29, and then you will still be good. You're gonna get a couple updates for apps and stuff. I see a lot of, when I try to install stuff on macOS 12, it's like macOS 15, 14, 13, a lot of that stuff. So you're still going to be good. So it's going to be like a lot, but so it's still a good machine. It's better than the Neo, if you're wondering. It's cheaper too. It's got an 8-core CPU and 7-core GPU by default, 8 gigs of RAM, and 256 gigabyte, SSD, just like the Neo. But compared to like a 6-core CPU and a 5-core GPU, it's like, bro, are you really that stupid to get a Neo? Like, you could have gotten them 2 Air for that price, but we're talking about like the cheapest. So, yeah. Well, the cheapest, but not the cheapest. I'll do like a little thing about that. Or oldest, that's what I meant, not cheapest. So, next is the iPad. Really, you could have any iPad, but I recommend the iPad 8 or 7. Really, you can find the iPad 7 on eBay for like $50. But, I'll put links for the stuff I'm looking at. But this one says no biometrics, because it's not biometric. Well, it is, but this one's got some type of problem with that, and the screen's lifting a little bit, but it still works. I might buy it. So if the eBay listing says ended, that means someone or me bought it. So I recommend iPad 8 over iPad 7 because it's got the A12 compared to the A10, which A10 wasn't like that one. The iPhone 7. This one's got one that was from the iPhone XS and XR, which I still recommend, it's not a bad iPad, really. You can still do Sidecar and stuff, which is what I'm planning to do with it, and drawing, really. So, yeah. So you can still do a lot on it. It's supported by iPadOS 26, the last one. I know it's a little bit weird. Everything's the last one, or couple to last one. I did recommend the iPhone, a higher one, not the iPhone 11. iPhone 11 you can get for $100 if you wanted, which we're not talking about today, of course. So, yeah. And I kind of want to keep this a shorter video, so we're not going to talk about any accessories. Yeah. So we're just talking about those three, the big three. Oh, and I forgot. You can find the iPad 8 or 7 for like $100 on Amazon, which is a big price difference, so I'd recommend getting on eBay more. So, yeah. Oh, and the MacBook, that's $300 on eBay for the good condition one, but it's worth more. And then $370 for the one for the same price. You're getting 128 gigabyte SSD instead of 256, like the one that's renewed good, like refurbished, certified. You're getting 256, but this one you're only getting 128, so it's your pick, really. So I'll put all the links below. So yeah. Oh, and then okay, so I am gonna go to my computer because I have it saved in my notes, what is like the oldest Apple ecosystem you can have, So, yeah. Alright, so this is what my note says. So this is the oldest Apple ecosystem you can technically have. The iPhone 6, 2014, It sounds very dumb, but you can still call people. It's got the A8 chip, which isn't that bad. You can still web browse and stuff, but you're not going to have any supported apps. And you'll be running iOS 12, which has some supported apps, just not a lot. So, you can get it with 16 gigabytes of, not RAM, storage, 32, 64, and 128. You can also get the 6S if you wanted to, if you had a little bit more money. But the MacBook Air 2012 is next, bro. From Catalina, has continuity and a lot of stuff. You can get an i7 or i5 with it, which is nice. 4 or 8 gigabytes of RAM, 64, 128, 256, or 512 gigabytes of flash storage. Yeah, it's not even a It's like hard drive storage. It's not SSD, is it? So, and then, I think you can get a 200, yeah, I already said that. So, i5, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Oh, you can only get the 512 option if you get the i7 instead of the i5, but, okay, and then 3, the AirPods 1, fully compatible with Bluetooth, and then for the wired headphones, it's a 2001 earpods, which could be purchased separately and fully compatible with the iPhone 6 with a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. For the Apple Watch, okay, so this is kind of a stupid one. It's a physical mechanical watch. Apple Watch 1995. It's so dumb. But literally, it's okay. It's like it's Apple Watch 0 on Wear OS 4. It has auto unlock for your Mac and receiving and messaging and calling. Everything works with that. But with the Apple Watch 0, yeah, I already said that. So 5, the Apple TV HD. Yeah, this is 1080p video playback, tvOS 26. This is the one I have. I have this Apple TV, so it still works. 2 gigs of RAM in the A8 chip, just like in the iPhone 6. 32 or 64 gigabytes of storage. 2015, Apple TV 4th gen. So, and then this is optional. Well, I said optional because I hit the iPad when I wrote this, but this is a while ago. iPad Mini 2, 2013, and limited iPad OS 2012. And then, it might have a little more support because it's iPad OS, but for iCloud, it has continuity with MacBook Air and possibly Sidecar with third-party apps like Duet Display. Other iPad models are the iPad Air 1st gen. And that's all I got, so yeah. So, you guys have a good day, and bye.